I recently did a video about my 2025 predictions, and a lot of you guys asked me to do a follow-up video that solely focused on money, because that's what 2025 is going to be all about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, 2025 is going to be the year of money and wealth. That's how we're ending this decade, and that's how we're starting the next decade. This video is a perfect follow-up for those who watched that video and wanted more information on this topic specifically. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you exactly how to master money in 2025. And just like the previous video, this message isn't for everyone. It's only for the few who are ready to take this information seriously. Are you ready? Let's begin. The first thing you need to understand before you can actually master money is the fact that money itself is unreal. This may sound like a weird concept, but if you understand what I'm about to tell you, you'll see why this is so important. The money that you have in your bank account, whether it's $1,000 or $1 million, is nothing more than a number on the screen. It doesn't have any actual physical value. For example, let's say you had $1,000. You could take that $1,000 and burn it, tear it up, throw it in the toilet, flush it down, and after that, the number in your bank account will still be there. Of course, you won't have a physical $1,000 anymore, but the number remains the same. All money is simply a representation of value on a screen. It's not something physical. So if money is nothing more than a number on the screen, and it has no actual physical value, then where does the real value lie? The real value lies within you. And when you fully realize this, you start seeing yourself as the valuable asset, not the numbers in your bank account. So if money is nothing more than a number on the screen, and it has no actual physical value, then where does the real value lie? The real value lies within you. And when you fully realize this, you start seeing yourself as the valuable asset, not the numbers in your bank account. Now that you understand that the real value lies within you, you can start thinking about ways to increase that value. Because the higher your value is, the more money you'll make. In 2025, it's not going to be enough to have a basic skill set and work a 9-to-5 job. To really master money, you'll need to constantly be leveling up and increasing your value. Remember, the higher your value is, the more money you'll make. The world is changing rapidly, and you must change with it. Here's the harsh truth. If you don't keep up with the times, you will get left behind. Look around you. There are people who used to make really good money working at banks and in finance, but now they're struggling to stay afloat because the industry has changed. Now, I'm not saying that banking and finance is a bad career choice, but what I am saying is that you have to stay relevant in order to keep making good money. For example, back in the day, being good at math was enough to get you hired at a bank. But now, they have computers and robots doing all the math for them. So what does this mean for you? This means that you need to be willing to learn new skills and adapt to the changing times. If you're not willing to do that, then you're going to get left behind. Let me ask you a question. What are you doing right now to increase your value? If you're being honest with yourself, you'll realize that most of what you're doing right now is in really helping you increase your value. You're probably spending more time decreasing your value than increasing it. Take a look at your social media consumption, for example. How much time are you spending scrolling through TikTok and Instagram? How much time are you spending watching TV? How much time are you spending engaging in other activities that don't really help you grow as a person? When you're doing these things, you're decreasing your value because you're not investing in yourself. This is the reality. Increasing your value takes time, effort, and focus. It's not something that you can do overnight. But if you're willing to put in the work, you will see results. In 2025, the world is going to reward those who are willing to invest in themselves. In order to make real wealth, you need to think bigger than you ever have before. I'm not talking about the typical advice of setting financial goals and creating budgets. That is not going to cut it in 2025. I'm talking about truly understanding the power of money and wealth. If you want to make real wealth, you need to start thinking like a wealthy person. And the first step to doing that is to understand the difference between money and wealth. Money is something that everyone can obtain. It's relatively easy to make money, especially in today's economy. However, wealth is a whole different ballgame. Wealth is something that only a select few people have. It takes a lifetime to build true wealth. So how do you go from making money to building wealth? It all starts with your mindset. You have to be willing to think differently than the average person. You have to be willing to take risks and do things that others aren't willing to do. You also need to be extremely disciplined. Building wealth takes time, and it requires a lot of patience. You can't expect to become wealthy overnight. It's a long-term process that requires dedication and hard work. There are a lot of people out there who have made millions of dollars starting their own businesses, and if you want to achieve something similar, you need to follow their lead. You have to be willing to take risks and do things that others aren't willing to do. You also need to be extremely disciplined. Building wealth takes time, and it requires a lot of patience. You can't expect to become wealthy overnight. It's a long-term process that requires dedication and hard work. 2025 is going to be a year of abundance. If you're willing to put in the work, the rewards will be plentiful. Those who are willing to think big and take risks will be the ones who reap the rewards. The fourth tip I have for you is to remember that money is energy. Everything in the universe is made up of energy, including money. When you understand this, you start to see money in a whole new light. You start to see it as something that flows through your life, rather than something that is static. When you think of money as energy, it makes it much easier to attract more of it into your life. You have to visualize money flowing into your life easily and effortlessly. You also need to be grateful for the money that you already have. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for attracting more money into your life. When you're grateful for the money you have, you're resending out positive vibes to the universe, and that's sure to bring more money your way. If you've made it this far, then chances are you're serious about mastering money in 2025. Here is an advanced concept that will truly set you ahead of the pack. It's financial freedom. Most people are financially enslaved. They work hard their entire lives just to accumulate enough money to survive. They never really experience true financial freedom. Financial freedom is the ability to live life on your own terms without being constrained by the need to earn a salary. It's the ability to have enough money to support your desired lifestyle without having to work. Achieving financial freedom is possible, but it takes a lot of planning and discipline. It's not something that can be done overnight. If you're willing to put in the work, it can be done. In 2025, the world is going to reward those who achieve financial freedom. These are the people who will be able to live life on their own terms. They'll be able to pursue their passions without being constrained by the need to earn a salary. They'll be able to spend more time with family and friends. Overall, they'll be happier and more fulfilled. You see, achieving financial freedom is not just about having a lot of money. It's about having enough money to live the life you want on your own terms. It's about being able to pursue your passions without being constrained by the need to earn a salary. It's about having time freedom and location independence. This is the ultimate form of wealth, and in 2025, it's going to be highly rewarded. So if you want to master money in 2025, focus on achieving financial freedom. This is the ultimate goal. And there you have it, my 4 tips for mastering money in 2025. If you follow these tips, you'll be well on your way to achieving financial success. Just remember, money is just a tool. It's not the end goal in itself. Use money to live the life you want and to make a positive impact on the world. With these tips in mind, you'll be able to achieve anything you set your mind to.